Hello, everyone, and welcome to Decaf Brewing Live, Season 3. Brewing Live is a community service brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic, and our heart is to fill your digital cup with great stuff that matters as we ignite your space with opportunities for impact, income, and influence so that you can experience transformation in different areas of your life through the platform of life coaching. The Cup Coffee Republic is a coaching hub and the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines and now going global. And our physical space is located inside Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. Our hub is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily for dine-in, pick-up, and delivery of your premium drinks and nutritious food. Plant-based meal is also available to help keep you fit and healthy, especially during this time of pandemic. And I assure you, the vegan food that Decaf offers is really something that can tickle your palates. There's no aftertaste. I have tried it and I am using it. So for coaching services, we do offer coaching services on demand 24/7. Just connect with Coach Rizel through 0917 586 1661 any time of the day and any day of week. And thank you for joining me today, this special Sunday. I hope you're enjoying your lunch, and while you're watching, or I mean, while you're eating, do join me in this conversation that can really change the way you view yourself and your emotions. And please do tag a friend in the comment below and share this link to your FB timeline, group, and or page so that we can reach more people and help transform lives. Decaf Brewing Live is in partnership with Coach A Coaching Club, the premier club for coaches and entrepreneurs. And our mission as club members is to create massive impact by turning our talents into income and influencing the people in our chosen domain and territory through the platform of life coaching. Our club will open for batch 3 and I'm excited to invite you to join us. This coming January 2021, you will really learn a lot in this 5-month journey, from the way how you see businesses or entrepreneurial skills, how you see yourself. So it's really very powerful because it starts first with seeing yourself as a businessman or as an entrepreneur. So please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917 586 1661 to know more about how you can be part of the coaching club and benefit from this learning opportunity with Master Coach A. So today, I for today's episode, I will share with you the 7-step process to master your emotions. And as we begin, I invite you to intentionally learn from episode and earn wisdom, strategies, and techniques as you give generously to the advancement of life coaching and support fellow change agents in the practice of the profession. So for your love gift, um, you may click the link that we will be posting on the comment section or in the caption of this FB Live. Giving is earning the opportunity to be blessed and to be a channel of God's blessing. So I am inviting you to say yes to the privilege of giving honor to whom honor is due. So thank you for your generous heart. So if you are learning something from my talk today or from the previous talks that we have here in Decaf Brewing Live from season 1 up to now, we encourage you to share this link and also be a blessing. Give that opportunity to yourself to give something and be a blessing so that others can also be blessed and bless others. So it will be a cycle of giving and learning. So for today, we're going to be talking about the 7-step process of mastering your emotions. But before that, let me first introduce myself. For those of you who does not know me yet, or if this is the first time for you seeing me, My favorite quote is influence to inspire. I am Coach Tindy Hoya. I am a certified life coach by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And I am someone who loves to do people watching. You know, it you will find it weird, but I love them because I really love studying their facial expressions, how they respond or react. And I believe that every person has the capability to excel. That's why I want to talk to them and watch them. And previously, I am an HR practitioner. I've been working in the corporate for almost a decade, more than a decade actually, before I started my journey and became a became a full-time life coach. And as a coach, I help married women regain their voice, space, and emotions to triumph in their marriage. So let me just acknowledge the people who's joining me now online. Of course, we have our coaches. So I'm inviting everyone, whether you're a coach or not. I know for sure you will get something out of this today. So hello, Coach Vicky, Coach Glacy. Yes, they're already here. And of course, clubmate and soon to be incoming coach, Nordeline. Yes, hello. Thank you for joining me today in this lunchtime. So there you go. So as a coach, I've been helping married women regain their voice, space, and emotions to triumph in their marriage. I am also a mental health advocate, but I am more on helping teens because I can relate to that experience being someone who suffers but is not diagnosed. But I have a daughter who is diagnosed with clinical depression. So my heart really goes out to the teens out there. Um, so for today, but before that, if you are gaining something from the talk tonight, from the talk today, or there is something that captures your attention, something that connects with you in this talk, then please be intentional. You can post, you can capture that particular nugget of wisdom and post it in your timeline or FB pages. And do not forget to use the hashtag pack my bag moment and hashtag decap brewing live so that when we do search, we will be able to see your postings and we can also comment and share your post as well. So for today, I'm going to be talking about the 7-step process to master your emotions. Um, Emotional mastery is really more of approaching your feelings with a sense of curiosity. Your feelings will your feelings will really teach you about yourself if you let them. So, have you ever come into a moment or did you ever experience that time wherein your emotions get the better of you? Are you able to control it or are you the one controlled by your emotions? So when I remember before I became a certified life coach, I am also one who is very emotional. Emotional in the sense that it's okay if it's a happy feeling, if it's a joyful feeling, but when it comes to the other emotions, although there is no there it's nothing there's nothing wrong with feeling anger, feeling sadness, feeling disgust, feeling fear, but oftentimes we connote it with a negative emotion. So when we feel it, at times it takes the best of us that we are unable to really manage it, and at times it cripples us, or at times it really blew our head off or it blew our top off. Kasi nga, hindi nga natin siya makontrol. So, pag sobrang galit, minsan kasi the feeling of anger is not really anger, but it might be irritations. Ang dami pang emotions actually na nandun, pero we just generalize it into one that we know of. So at times, nagkakaroon ng miscommunication or misunderstanding with the people around us or with our partners because it's so hard for us to really align what we are feeling with what we are saying. So mastering your emotion enables you to intentionally elevate or calm your own and others' emotion to achieve a desired outcome. remember, people mirror your emotions. Di ba, when you're so mad, and you have that, because your your emotions, your face conveys your emotions. So there would be moment na you're so mad, and your body language also conveys it, your tone of voice conveys it. So at times, when you are angry, the person you talk to feels it. So it causes heightened emotion, nagkakaroon kayo ng sagutan. So yes, I am like you. I'm just an ordinary human being who is also prone to really get the best of my emotions, letting the emotion take control of me. And the extraordinary thing about that emotion is you being able to manage it and really calm yourself. But it takes the patience and really learning the skills. And that is where life coaching has helped me to understand myself and manage my emotions more. So um I care about how now, there comes now a point in my life where, or whenever I'm feeling emotional, I stop, I pause, and really think about what the result would be, how it will be affecting the other people as well. And I have to validate as well my emotions if what I'm feeling is really the right emotion. So dumating na ako sa ganung point. So life coaching is really something that helped me a lot in that space. So if you're someone who is really having difficulty dealing with your emotion, let's talk. So watch this as well so that you may learn on how you can um, manage your emotions. Sabi nga ni, yes, hello, of course, my better half is now watching. And yes, we also have Sybil. And yep, tag your friends along. Thank you, Coach Blazy, for tagging your friends to join us today. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me at this time. I know it's your lunch time, but you're here. So thank you so much. So are you familiar with him there? Diba this is a very a movie na talagang a lot of us have been able to relate to. So you have that sadness, that disgust, that joy, that fear, that anger. So these are the basic emotions. Actually, there are, sabi nila, there are six basic emotions. But dun sa movie na Inside Out, these are the only emotions that we see. Kasi ito talaga yung major emotions that we usually feel and we associate with the other emotions that we have. So, what is emotion? Emotion was first coined in 1579 when it was adapted from the French word émouvoir, which means to stir up. So, parang galawin natin yung stir something in the inside of you. So, emotions, it's a natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstance, mood, or relationship with others. Emotion was a responses to significant internal and external events. So when we talk of emotions, we usually relate it to passion. Historically, when I was checking out how emotion started, how it was coined, or the etymology of the word, sabi nila, historically, people really spoke not of emotion but of passion, which encompasses pleasure, pain, and desire. So being able to master your emotion is the key to living a life that you direct. So actually, it's more of what we know as emotional intelligence. Sabi nga nila, mas importante daw ang emotional quotient instead of the IQ. So having that power over what you feel in every single moment, no matter what is happening around you. So that is what is mastering your emotion means, being able to control or manage what you're feeling despite the circumstances that is happening around you. I think it's very it's a very accurate interpretation of emotional master. Kasi more often, what we do is we really let our emotions take control of us. That at times we are responding or showing the emotion that is not at times appropriate with the situation, or nawawala sa nawawala sa hulog, nawawala sa wisyo. Tama, Coach Lacey, kapag may gigil or galit, sabihin na lang, she's so passionate. Tama, passionate na lang para medyo maganda pakinggan, di ba? But really, pag nawawala tayo sa hulog sa wisyo because we let our emotions take control of us, ang daming nangyayari sa mind, ang dami ding nararamdaman, at minsan ang dami mong ang dami mong inis na nararamdaman. Pero hindi mo na siya ma-explain kung ano talaga siya. So that's the difficulty when we allow our emotions to really take control of us. So I'll show you one of the famous wheel. This is discovered by, or Robert Plutchik is the one who have shared this with us. Kasi sabi nga niya, we have like, if you can see it, you can also search this online. It's available. If you search it, there are actually 8 basic emotions that we feel. We have joy, anticipation, anger, disgust, sadness, surprise, fear, and trust. However, we only focus more on, and out of that 8 emotions, there are parang mga sub-emotions pa. But at times, we usually use the generic description of the emotion. Kaya at times, it's not really helping us. We have that miscommunication with other people. By the way, Robert Plutchik is a professor emeritus at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine and adjunct professor at the University of South Florida. He also received his PhD from Columbia University, and he is a psychologist. So, pinag-aralan niya talaga yung emotions. According to him, there are actually 8 primary emotions, which I have mentioned earlier. And his framework brings clarity to emotions, which at times can feel mysterious or overwhelming. So the wheel was designed to provide clarity in understanding your emotions. So learning how to master the emotion is essential if we want to live a life that we can completely direct. Dapat daw alam talaga natin kung paano i-manage actually ang sarili natin, but it's more related to the emotions, to what we are feeling. So having absolute control and power over your feelings in any given moment is a great skill to master. Pero di ba ang hirap talagang i-master ng emotion? Especially if you are someone who is very emotional, um, minsan talaga nakakalimutan mo ng mag-isip. Kasi what rules now is the one that you are feeling. So, there's actually 3 focus, or there are 3 forces which helps it that affects our emotions directly. This is what we call, Tony Robbins has been using this. This is what we call the triad of human emotion. So we have the physiology, the language, and the focus. When we speak of physiology, it means that the emotion is created by motion. So whatever you are feeling right now is directly related to how you use your body. So our demeanor is expressed by what we feel inside. So when you are able to put yourself, example, di ba, when you feel so downcast, your shoulders are slumped as well. Kasi we allow our emotions to take control. So it's connected with our emotion. So emotion is equal to motion. Yun yung sinasabi nila. So, dumadating tayo sa point na pag sinabi mong, when you feel so downcast, you also have that slumped shoulders, or your face parang portrays gloom, ang lungkot-lungkot. But if you're able to manage your emotion, even if you're not feeling good inside, but if you change your motion or your demeanor, for example, you parang you raise your shoulders na parang straight body, and you smile, even if you're not feeling down, or even if you're feeling down, you will be conveying a very positive emotion. So when you are able to put yourself in a resourceful state, you can make strong decisions and enjoy a sense of certainty that will keep you calm in the face of uncertainty. So kaya siya physiology, because however you act, whatever the emotion you associate with your emotion will affect what you are showing and what you are feeling. The second force is language. So language comes in many forms, which includes the way you ask yourself, either when you speak it aloud or what you are saying inside your head. Remember that the language patterns you run play a significant role in the meaning you give a situation and the emotion that situation creates for you. So, for example, if you speak to yourself negatively, of course, the language will convey or will affect the emotion that you have, because you're telling yourself those, especially when you beat yourself. You can type hashtag connecting or hashtag relate, because I also underwent this stage wherein at times when I am frustrated or I did not get the result that I want, I would beat myself and would tell myself, ang bobo ko kasi, or ay nako, ang tanga ko, mali. So the language that I've been using to myself will affect what I am feeling. So for the rest of the day, I would feel so down, so downcast. Kasi nga, yun yung, and hindi din ako umiimik kasi feeling ko if I speak, I will be just adding, rubbing salt to the injury na, ayan kasi ang tanga mo, ang bobo mo. So feeling ko lahat ng tao ganun din sinasabi sa akin. So the language that we use to ourselves, what we say to ourselves also affects the emotions that we have. And then we have focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, wherever you are, focusing on growth. So, in other words, your life is controlled by what you focus on. So, if you change your focus, it will also shift the emotions that you have or that you are feeling. That is why you need to focus on where you want to go, not on your fears, your anxiety. So shift your focus where you want to go, and your actions will take that direction. So remember, understanding and influencing how your triad of emotions go is the first step towards emotional mastery. So remember, tatlong forces yan. The physiology, the language, and the focus. The physiology is connecting your emotion to whatever your motion is, that would also be your emotion. So changing it or shifting it, even if you feel so down, if you change it into something positive, your emotion will also change. The language, the things that you say to yourself, especially if those things are very demeaning or you beat yourself, it will also affect the emotion that you have. And then of course the focus, when you focus more on your mistakes, on the faults, lahat na ng negative, yes, it will also affect how you are feeling. So it's not, so being able to master your focus, your language, and your physiology will give you that mastery in your emotions. So, mastering our emotion will require a conscious effort on our end. So, I will give you the 7-step process to emotional mastery. We must learn to understand first the components of our emotion. So, if it's very difficult for you to really understand the right emotion, you can always download that Plutchik's wheel and really find out. Actually, madaming variation yung wheel na yon. Merong isa na mas madami yung laman sa circle, because there are really, sabi nila, there are 20, actually 27 emotions. But one research shows that there are 34,000 emotions running inside na pwedeng sabay-sabay combination in a human emotion. So, um, learning the components of your emotion is learning how to use them to your advantage. So sabi ko kanina, physiology is more of what you are feeling is influenced by how your body moves. And then of course the language, which is extensive, so that will also include your inner monologues or what you say to yourself mentally. So, and then of course your focus. So shifting your focus to allow the energy to really flow to the more positive one. So, whatever you decide to focus on creates that positive outcome in what you are feeling. So, yes, they are back, the emotions of inside out. So, the first step process to emotional mastery is, of course, identifying your emotions. So, do you know whether you are really angry, or are you joyful, or are you fearful, or is it really disgust, or is it really sadness? Identifying your emotion, of course, ask yourself, what feelings am I aware of having? So that you will really give a name to that emotion. So when you identify your emotions, you open yourself and learn how to speak about those feelings. Remember, our defense mechanism is usually to hide our emotions. Opposite, we don't want judgment, we don't want rejection. So at times we are unable to really express the emotion that we're feeling kasi ang feeling nga natin or our interpretation is always pag halimbawa you're angry or you're fearful or you're sad, negative siya and people will look down on you. So the first step is identify your emotions. What feelings am I aware of having for you to be able to name them? Then what is the most prominent feeling? Describe it in detail. Ano ba yung talagang paggalit ba ako dahil naiinis ako? Kasi 'di ba kanina doon sa will there are other sub emotions that is under anger. So it might just be an irritation, it might just be something, di ka naman talaga galit. So, describe it in detail for you to know the main or the prominent emotion that you're feeling. And then, when did I become aware of this feeling? Kailan ko ba siya naramdaman? And so, go back. Bakit ko siya naramdaman? Saan siya galing? So, it's really important for you to identify your emotions. Yes, Coach Glacy? Di naman po bawal magalit. Pwede din naman magalit because being able to express your anger will also allow you to either baka correct someone or that someone correct you kasi baka nga mali yung interpretation mo. So allow yourself to have that feeling. It's just that we have to be able to manage it so that hindi tayo lumalampas or hindi na we don't let our emotions get the better of us. Then second step, sabi nila, emotions are the colors of the soul. They are spectacular and incredible. When you don't feel, the world becomes dull and colorless. Yes, pag wala ka ding feeling or you're emotionless, it will not help. Resisting the emotion we feel is not healthy in our everyday life. So, step two, appreciate your emotion. It may cause uncertainty and prevent us from using the emotion to our advantage. That can be one of the reasons if you resist your emotion. So ask yourself, what made you feel frustrated or stressed? So when we appreciate the emotions we experience, it can help turn it into something you can use that you can help yourself move forward. So what made you feel frustrated? How can you acknowledge the emotion that you're feeling? So appreciate it. Openly acknowledge your feelings and search for the potential meaning and true significance of the emotion to really help you out. And what specific circumstance made you or made me feel that way? Ano ba yung trigger ko? Bakit ko naramdaman yung emotion na yon? And then appreciate. Di ba minsan we're so mad, okay lang palang magalit ako kasi na-express ko naman. At times kasi when we feel so mad at someone, we beat ourselves because we feel guilty. Kasi nga we were taught that anger is really negative and it's really bad to be angry. Even when we were growing up, even in Pero sabi nga ni Master Coach Shay, if I remember it, mastering in one of her talks in The Way to Mastery or The Cup Brewing Live, I think, sinabi niya na hindi naman masamang magalit. It's God did not create anything negative. So it's just how we are seeing or the perspective that we have with that particular thing. And then of course the third step is of course, yep, smiley equals analyze your emotion. So when you analyze your emotion, ask yourself, what does this emotion offer me? So one of the things you can do at this stage is to get curious of your emotion. Remember, curiosity opens new doors to different perspectives and opportunities. Then, what is this emotions true value? Ano ba yung benefit or ano ba yung value makukuha ko dito sa nararamdaman ko? And in what ways does this emotion serve me? Ito yung magandang question doon. It helps you gain insight to your emotion and the circumstance you find yourself in when you are able to analyze your emotion. And becoming curious of your emotion can lead you to understand your feelings. It is important to remember that emotions are felt for certain reasons. Eh, yun kasi yun. Let me say that, ano nga ba yan? Emotions are felt. It is important to remember that emotions are felt for certain reasons. May purpose po talaga ang emotion. Hindi siya basta lang nilagay sa atin. So you likely feeling this emotion means it will benefit you or serve you in some way because emotions can teach you valuable lessons in life about yourself and your circumstances. Then, of course, the next is we have a lot of smiley because you have to get confident that you can handle emotion. So, think of it. Remember an incident in the past with a similar emotion. Kung naramdaman mo na yung emotion na yon, go back to an incident in the past. How did you successfully use that emotion to your advantage? So if you want to gain more control over your emotion, you need to learn how to be certain and consciously choose the emotional responses you experience. So be intentional. Remember what the emotion was and how successful you were in using it to your advantage. Then, if not, how can you modify the situation to manage your emotion? So it is also important to learn what you can about your emotion as you can manage your emotional responses more effectively. So really knowing how to modify the situation to manage your emotion will also help you out in the emotional mastery. And then of course, how can you shift your attentional focus? So if, for example, you're feeling a very negative emotion, how can you shift your focus now or your attention so that you're remember that so that you are able to you have that ability to regulate the emotions that affect how you are and how you perceive the people around you. So it's important that you avoid the circumstances. Dito yun sa how can you modify the situation to manage your emotion? Avoid circumstances that can trigger your unwanted emotion. Di ba minsan may times na inis ka dun sa isang tao pero lapit ka pa din ng lapit. So ano ba talaga yung gusto mong mangyari? May ganun din ako dati. Yung parang inis na inis ako dun sa tao pero kinakausap ko pa din. Tapos may inis ulit ako. So affected na yung emotions ko because I am unable to manage the emotions that I am feeling. Then, of course, changing the situation that is within your range of ability. If you are unable to really manage the emotion, what can you really do to be able to shift now your focus? Because shifting your focus away from the things that can trigger you will allow you to focus instead on what you can do. So there, so the next of course is the emotional triggers. So forgive your emotional triggers. What are your emotional triggers? Emotional triggers are those super reactive places inside you that become activated by someone else's behaviors or comments. So pag may sinabi yung iba, nagre-react ka agad. It might be a certain word or there is a certain action that causes you to respond negatively. So forgive your emotional triggers. Identify your top three emotional triggers. So, remember, emotional triggers can be people. Yung mga taong ayaw mo, kinainisan mo, pero wala kang magawa kasi andyan. Or it can be places. Yung may naaalala ka pag nakikita mo yung lugar na yon. Or things that can trigger you to feel a certain way. Pwedeng something na pag nakita mo, natitrigger ka because may naaalala ka. So, your emotion gets activated. So, learning how to forgive yourself and others that may have triggered your emotion will prove to be a key in helping you detach yourself from the problems that accompany them. And of course, what was the origin of the trigger? So try to remember, bakit ba pag naaalala ko to, ano yung associated incident at natitrigger ako pag nakikita ko siya, nakikita ko to, naaamoy ko to, yes, smell can also be a trigger with your emotions. And how can you change the negative belief if there's something negative on that emotion? How can you change that? Ano ba yung, like for example, um, actually learn to allow people to be simply who they are without letting your emotions escalate and bring on negativity. So, pag may negative belief ka about about that person kasi 'di ba ang example dito, so how can you change the negative belief? Sometimes you get triggered of a certain person because ang una mong narinig na kwento about that person is negative. So technically what usually happens is pag lumalapit siya, ang ang perception mo dun sa tao is already negative because you allowed your emotion to take control of you based on what other people have said about that person. And yep, the next is of course think bigger. That means see the bigger picture. Ask yourself, where is the emotion coming from? Look at it this way. Everything that happens in our lives, whether good or bad, happens for a reason. So, where is the emotion coming from? How can you see things differently? And what is the right way to deal with the emotion? So, being able to analyze past moments and discern the greater meaning of a given situation means you have mastered the art of wisdom. It may be difficult to understand at first, but as time goes by, you will begin to see a bigger picture for everything in your life, even in the midst of an emotionally upsetting moment. So trust that it serves an ultimate purpose. So whatever the emotion is, even if it's negative, think about the big picture. Think about what benefit you will get from that particular emotion. So what you can do is really take a step back, breathe, and look at the surrounding cause for what is going on in that moment so that you will know where that emotion is coming from. Open your mind and discover new things. Remember, our emotions are always telling us something. So, how can you really see things differently? What is that emotion telling you? And never deny your emotions. Learn to be self aware and socially aware and identify and manage your emotion and the impact it can do to you and to others. So, what is the right way to deal with that emotion? And yep, the seventh, the final step is take action. How can you easily handle the emotion? So remember, now that you have the information and knowledge needed to be able to respond to your emotion in a healthy manner, then it's time for you to take a proactive action to transform your emotional state for the better. So be excited. Tama, Coach Casey. Hingang malalim para we can take the necessary action. Then, what action can you immediately take? Um, Be excited. You are now in control of your emotion and prove that you can have the capability to handle it. So ask yourself this three question. The third is how can you prove that you have handled it? So ano ba? Make an inventory of how you are responding to your emotion so that you can really get the mastery or the skill in managing your emotions. So, I've seen this in Twitter. Sabi niya, 95% of your emotions are determined by how you interpret events to yourself. Yes, that is true. Madalas, assumption. Graduate ba tayo ng assumption college? Sorry for the... Kasi mahilig tayong mag-assume. So, the emotions that we usually give out is based on how we have assumed or perceived the situation to be. So, wait, nawala siya. There. So, emotions trigger feelings. Feelings create behaviors, and behaviors reinforce thoughts. So, the term emotions and feelings are often used interchangeably. So, we use feelings and emotions at the same time. But remember, there is a distinct difference between the two. Emotions precede feelings, are physical and instinctual. So more often, emotions though are really the way we feel. We manifest it physically, and it's the instinct because we assume first. So because they are physical, what usually happens is we can measure it by the blood flow, the brain activity, and the facial expressions and value that we convey. On the other hand, feelings are the next thing that happens. So actually, feeling is the result of that emotion. So they are the next thing that happens after experiencing an emotion and are usually subconscious and cannot be measured precisely. So there is really a difference between feelings and emotions. So your emotion and feelings plays a powerful role in how you experience and interact with the world because for better or worse, they are the driving force behind many behaviors. So, by becoming aware of your emotions and the feelings they evoke, you can choose to become intentional about managing your thoughts and behaviors so that no matter what is going on around you, you can maintain your balance, clarity of thoughts, and sense of inner peace. Before that, hello, Miss Leia. Thank you for joining me, for joining us today online. And sabi niya, sometimes it's better not to share negative emotions towards other kasi minsan lalo tayong nagagalit because the person we are sharing our emotion, which we tends to make susol instead of trying to help how we can overcome negative emotions. Well, yes, it's a point then, Miss Leia. So what you can do is connect with us, life coaches, so we can process the emotions or thoughts that you are feeling. Kasi at times nga, it will also depend on the person that you are speaking with. However, in the mastery of the emotion, it doesn't necessarily matter whoever the person you're talking with is because what's important is you have the 7 steps. Remember the 7 steps that you can practice every day for you to be able to really take hold and manage your emotions. So the bottom line is either you control your emotions or they control you. So that's it for me today. And I am inviting you for the mental health certification program. I am excited, of course. This is the first run. It's about having access to the best mental health providers and most effective treatment is what actually concerns the many of us. So the mental health certification, of course, will offer you an opportunity to learn about the prevalence of mental health issues, understand the role of a life coach, in clients with mental health issues and identify how a life coach can support mental health professionals. So we now have the opportunity to impact positive change in others. So join us if you're interested. Connect with Coach Wizel at 0917-586-1661. The classes will be on December 5, 6, and 12. And I am also inviting you to join us to the self to a path to self encounter. This is a coaching workshop by Master Coach A, which can help you have get to that driven life instead of ending with self sabotage. So why not end that and begin your self encounter? And yes, um, I am also inviting you to join me on December 27 for the My Forgiveness Workshop, Breaking Point to Forgiveness. The value of being, let's start your new year with a clean slate. Remove that unforgiveness in your heart. So first is being aware of oneself in relation to your pain so that you can start feeling unstuck from all the emotions that hold you back, anchored on your pain. And then self forgiveness to move on and be free so that you can start living a healthy and joyful life and create a better relationship with yourself and the people around you so that you can develop a better communication with the people around you. So if you're interested, message me so I can start journeying with you. I just need 5 people to say yes to this introductory class. I will send a link for you to register. So yep, there is. So thank you so much. Let's connect. And thank you so much for joining me. Connect with me at 0917-806-4200 or at coachtindioya@outlook.com via email. Please like my page, Coach Teen Dioya. And of course, my Facebook group, Just When You Think Marriage is All About. So at the end of the day, being able to really manage your emotion matters because if you allow your emotions to control you at times, it causes you to lose a lot. So, if you're interested in how to master your emotions, let's connect and start talking about your emotions. So, thank you so much and love, bamboo. Bye bye. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we will have the Coach Sean, in behalf of Decaf Coffee Republic and Coach A Coaching Club, we want to thank you all for being a part of this journey. You can watch the replay of all episodes from season 1 to season 3 inside FB page of Decaf Coffee Republic and Life Coach Philippines. You can also check on Coach A iConnect YouTube channel for high definition video of this episode. And remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can get alerts when new video becomes available. So tomorrow's episode is with Coach Sean, and that would be how to master distraction so that you can get more things done. So be sure to join us tomorrow back at 12 noon. Thank you again and love Bang Boom!